We're off. And we're really off. Episode 53. We're going. We're live. Hot, Mikey, hot. This is episode 53. First season of episode 2. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
First episode of season 2.
yes. Is that what,
You
is that what I
said first
said?
season of episode 2.
Yes. I'm excited. I don't know what we're going to do. Don't know what we're going to talk about. We are going to talk Atlanta a little bit. I haven't watched Moon Knight, the new Marvel show.
I did.
This could have easily been a big TV
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
But I only watched the first 2 episodes because I forgot a new episode dropped on Thursday. So I'm going to watch that, and we'll I guess now we'll start doing a weekly update on like the new episodes of both Moon Knight and Atlanta.
That would get that's been on. Is that gonna be Patreon?
We could, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Patreon.
Remember, this is our cinema podcast.
Yeah, this is gonna be what's everybody's gonna hear. This is gonna be open to the public. It's gonna be on YouTube. Go subscribe to the YouTube. None of this really matters.
Yes, we have one now.
And after this, I think we're all on board. We're gonna stop. We're gonna end the episode, and then do another episode, however long that's gonna be. It's gonna be different every week.
Yeah,
but
30 minutes.
It's gonna be on Patreon. If you want us just fucking talking about whatever we were talking about at the end of the real episode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just gonna be whatever. It's unexpected. We don't even know what's gonna be on the Patreon episode.
Nope.
So, yeah, and there's plenty more. We plan on doing all the watch-alongs on Patreon. We're going full fucking steam ahead with this Patreon now. Now that we got everything figured out, it took us a year to get everything perfectly set up for us to really execute the Patreon.
Yes.
So go subscribe. It's $3
On Patreon.
3.
and you can just subscribe for 1 month if you want. If you don't fuck with it, just give us $3. But we do promise we're gonna put some really fire shit up there.
Yeah. I got the video editing thing down
It's gonna
now.
be sick.
So
We got the dual camera setup. Meant to say what's up.
What up?
And so
Lit.
now everything's gonna be fucking cool. Rob's got it.
yeah.
And then
Unless this camera overheats. That's also we're still figuring it out. Don't think that
this
like,
might not go well.
Yeah, this is better than before. It's a step up, but it's not,
But yeah, by the time when this episode comes out on the 7th, Ambulance comes out, the long awaited
Ambulance.
Michael Bay movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Yaya. That's gonna be fucking cool. I don't know why I'm so excited to see it. It's not gonna be that good, but it's gonna be cool though.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out why you're so. It's like it's not like it's gonna be fucking like.
But you know what it is? It's a crime movie in L.A.
And it's action. It's Michael Bay, so you know it's gonna be some action.
And Jake Gyllenhaal is the man. So is Yaya.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potential. It might be really good. It might be a gem.
We almost saw Morbius yesterday. We should.
Oh yeah.
have.
You guys didn't see that?
Mm-mm.
Me either. I didn't see it. But who knows how that is?
That's
would
not
be.
it. It's a Marvel movie, so we already. I've
It's
conceded.
I definitely
I've
gotta see
conceded
it.
It's its own. Yeah, you got to see them.
Yeah. Because
you know it's
Marvel.
gonna lead into Blade.
And it's vampires. So
yeah,
definitely
it's
gonna
definitely gonna lead into Blade.
Yeah, I think that's what we're waiting for.
Yes.
For it to go into
the
Blade.
Blade shit. That's
And I
gonna be
like
so
to see
cool.
Jared Leto.
He's a talented actor.
I'm giving
I'll
it to
say
him.
that.
The Joker almost ruined
I won't say
him.
anything about his movies, but because if I don't like, he might make the worst. He made the worst DC movie, and he might make the worst Marvel movie. It depends how this Morbius is. I don't know.
It's hard to beat Venom 2
I haven't even seen that.
because it's Sony Marvel.
Yeah, is this Sony?
I believe it
Morbius?
is.
It looks like it.
I think it's
I'll
Sony.
say
I
that.
think it's Sony Marvel.
But
And I'll be like, y'all
Morbius is
still
out.
fucking it up, Sony.
I want to see the Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. Really want to see that.
The lady with the bagel.
Yeah, really want to see that.
I do want to see that.
That comes into theaters on Friday, same day as Ambulance. So yeah, that's what the next episode will probably be about. I really want me and Rob to go see Ambulance.
Yeah.
See how that fucking goes. It's showing in IMAX, but it wasn't shot in IMAX, so I'm kind of confused. I don't know if I should see it in IMAX. I'll probably see both.
That's crazy. I do want to see that. I want to see what it looks like in IMAX. Because I just found out this year that IMAX is a type of camera, not a screen.
Yeah, it's a whole medium.
Yeah,
it's
I didn't know that.
It's a camera. Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
The sound is different. Everything is different.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a spaceship. It's like a fucking outer space. It's like an alien artifact.
It's an experience more than it is just a movie, because you don't realize how much sound makes a difference.
That's why Dune is what it is.
That's why I was like, I can't see them regular.
Speaking of Dune, Oscars.
How many of your predictions were right? Let's go through those. We're not going to talk.
Yeah,
we're not talking about the slat. Well, let's say this: we all
know what happened.
Yeah, we know that it happened. That's it. That's all. That's it.
Yeah, it's like what else could we say?
There's nowhere to go after this.
You've heard, if you listen to podcasts, everyone
has talked about it.
And plus, by the time this episode comes out, it might be old news.
I hope it is, but the memes ain't gonna stop.
Yeah. And by the way, the memes aren't even funny.
They aren't, because the joke. Never mind.
Go right into it.
No, never mind.
Go right into it.
So let me go to my what I got right and wrong. But Dune did win more than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I predicted Dune.
I'm glad about that.
I thought Dune was gonna win a lot, but it won even more. And so, let me see. I'm gonna go to the fucking, what's it called? The memories, the None of This Really Matters story. Because if you follow None of This Really Matters on Instagram, if you paid attention to the story on Sunday, then you will see.
And if you don't follow, make sure you go and follow.
Yeah, go and follow, because that shit's sick.
Yeah.
It's not as active, but now that we're fucking going all out, you know what I mean?
We kind of have to now.
Yeah, so Dune won for sound design. It won for visual effects. It won for cinematography, original score. It won for... I predicted it was going to be adapted screenplay. Didn't win. I wish it did, but it didn't. And Cruella did win Best Costume Design.
Yes.
I was like, that's a good call, guys.
And I thought Nightmare Alley was gonna win Best Production Design.
I did.
That movie is so good.
What the fuck is Khan?
What?
What's the movie that won?
Coda. Yeah. Children of Deaf Adults.
Oh.
Well
then. It's like, what am I supposed to say now?
I was thinking about the video.
I'm on video. Like, audio is damning, but video is even worse.
That one?
Listen, guys, that thing he just did, that's a YouTube video called Death Threats.
Death Threats.
Go Google it. It is 2 Brazilian girls.
No, it's like 3.
There's like 3 or 4.
They're in like the hood, and it is
the funniest video of all time. It's hilarious.
I couldn't.
And by the way,
I couldn't point my finger as hard as she did either.
And now my algorithm on TikTok is fucked up. I'm just getting videos of people with Down syndrome all the time, because I think some of the videos are hilarious. But now, like, half the videos,
because you're like McDonald's.
Because you liked it one time.
That shit's so funny. And now I get just autistic people, DS people fucking dancing.
DS?
Will Smith, everyone saw it a mile away, winning Best Actor.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Chastain, did not see that coming. Honestly, didn't even know who was going to win Best Actress. But I haven't seen it.
What'd she win that for?
Isa Tammy Faye.
Yeah.
Jane Campion, Best Director, predicted that. And that's what I did. That's what I was telling Rob when we went to Best Buy. I was like, this Will Smith thing overshadowed that fucking Coda won Best Picture, when The Power of the Dog was a big favorite.
Huge. Yeah.
And Best Documentary, Summer Soul. Shout out Questlove.
Yeah.
Like,
I still haven't seen it,
big
but I want to
time.
watch. I haven't seen.
It's
I don't watch a
amazing.
lot of music stuff because it depresses me. Because I'm like, I'm not working hard enough.
This is amazing.
I'm like, this is so inspiring.
This is a piece of history. This is a big piece of history.
Then I go eat crumble cookies.
Hans Zimmer, Best Original Score, did his thing.
Yes.
Visual effects, Greg Fraser having the year of his life, just did Batman, and then he just won Best Cinematography for Dune.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the same cinematographer?
Yeah, same guy.
That's why a lot of those shots were so good.
Greg Fraser.
They weren't too dark.
He's the man.
They weren't too dark. It was
I mean, he's been
perfect.
doing
It
shit,
was
but it's
perfect.
like Dune Best Editing, which I wanted to predict. If you go back and listen, I wanted to choose Dune because I like the editing in Dune, but it won Best Editing. Production design, I wanted Nightmare Alley to win, didn't win. Best sound, we saw that coming a mile
Dune,
away.
yeah,
I'm pretty
for
sure
sure.
a lot of people did, but best sound design, best sound design.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the Oscars, and I did pretty good on my predictions.
Dune was very cyclical, and seeing how they said that it was so heavily heavily inspired Star Wars.
It was yeah.
Seeing how the sound was more than likely inspired by Star Wars.
Star Wars is a mix of samurai movies and Dune.
That
That's
is
exactly
lit.
what
And
Star
then
Wars is.
That's tight.
Encanto winning Best Animated Feature.
And
We called
they
it.
lost the best original song too.
To who?
Billie Eilish for the No Time to Die, James Bond.
That's because it's
That's
Billie
because
Eilish.
they didn't have Bruno on there. They had some other.
They had the
song.
Dos Oraguitas.
Yeah, they would have. They tried to go the.
cultural
Yeah.
route. Yeah.
Even though Bruno Mars is Filipino.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
I have no idea. I don't.
Oh, I meant like the song Bruno,
Oh.
not like Bruno
the
Mars.
I
Encanto
always
song.
get confused every time you guys say. Every time somebody talks about
Oh
Bruno,
no, I got
think
confused
you're the-
last time because
Yeah.
you said the playing Bruno in the club. Oh, sorry. I was like, I'm threatening you. You said Bruno in the club. When you asked me last time on the predictions, I was thinking Bruno Mars. And
And
you
then-
were like, no, it's you don't know Bruno, whatever.
I was thinking about the Bruno movie, and then you just said Bruno didn't win. You like because they didn't put Bruno on there, and I was like,
Bruno.
Bruno Mars. Did he sing that song? I thought he did something with Encanto. I didn't know, man.
No.
But yeah, the Oscars, Power of the Dog didn't win. But
Well, that's probably just me being because I saw Dune, I saw Nightmare Alley, I saw a lot of these movies.
we didn't,
That's on the Oscars.
we didn't watch Coda. That's what
Coda's
it
the
was.
only one I didn't see. Which is crazy. That happens every fucking time. That happened last year. Or no, I watched Nomadland.
I think you said since Life of Pi though, that's kind of how it's been going. You don't see the ones that everybody thinks wins Best Picture.
Yeah, because I didn't see Parasite before it won. I watched it after.
Yeah.
I don't think it was out in America when it won. I don't know.
I think that probably I remember that because I was like, we can't even watch it. You had
Yeah.
to pay for it still. I think.
Yeah, and then they put it on Hulu.
Yeah.
Hulu always gets the Oscars because it's ABC.
Hulu slaps just as much as HBO Max
Yeah.
does. But you know who Hulu is? Disney.
Yep.
Like that's what
Exactly.
it is.
They
So,
just like,
they
oh, you
own
won an
everything.
Oscar? Get on here.
That's you know that Disney owns a lot of porn too.
That's sick.
So I was like, oh yeah, so FX is like their risque, and then they own
Ooh.
like triple X stuff.
Yeah, they gotta buy. They have no. I was gonna say Cinemax. They gotta buy Cinemax.
They can't. Yeah, that's Warner Bros.
Warner Bros.
baby.
But
Atlanta. You said you only watched your first 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, I want to say I watched the X horror movie, the A24 movie. X.
You did?
Oh, you did?
Terrible. I hated it.
No.
I thought that shit was boring as fuck. I am not even gonna lie to you. I thought
Really?
I saw that in theaters, and I was like, "What is this?" I was like, and
it was too try to be too obscure.
No, when I see movies, I try to find something I love about it to make it good. Like, I'll like not trick myself, but I'll like find something to grab onto. Like, oh, but at least this is good. But with X, it was just so like plain. Like, you know how like good movies, or with a good director. No disrespect to Ty West, but you get an original, or like not original, like a basic story, just something that's been done before. You know what I mean? Like a trope.
As any story in the history of
horror.
man, history, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they did in X, where it's like, oh, these teenagers, whatever. It's like Friday the 13th. Like,
Yeah.
teenagers go to this house in the middle of nowhere. They're trying to shoot a porno movie and make it cool.
Yeah.
But then there's these old people living in the house. They're creepy, weird. And then there's a whole. It's just like we've seen this movie like literally. Like I know there's movies like fucking I don't know.
What was that? That grandma?
grandparent movie.
Yeah.
The Visitor, The Visit,
Yes,
the M. Night Shyamalan.
The Visit, yeah.
Like his latest slapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, have you seen that yet?
Split is.
Yeah,
Split definitely is.
Split. You're
Haven't
right, you're
seen
right.
Old. I haven't watched Old.
No.
I heard Old isn't terrible.
I heard
it's super
mixed
mid.
reviews.
I heard
Yeah.
it's mid.
But X, I just didn't fuck with it. It was too basic for me. It was too unoriginal.
Was it even a museum movie?
No, it was just a shitty A24 movie. That's what it was to me. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're just going ham with the ads now.
Yeah, I didn't even leave a review. I was just like, it's fucking whatever.
Yeah, 3.7, almost 4
Yeah,
stars.
I'm sure people like it. But I just
the pornification of the Texas Chainsaw. That's how I saw it.
Texas Chainsaw, yeah.
The pornification of Texas Chainsaw, yeah.
Exactly. It's a
It was
million.
Heels Have Eyes with more titties.
And you can see Kid Cudi's butt. That's why I gave it 2 stars.
Oh wow.
No, but
Damn, Scott.
and yeah, shout out Kid Cudi, which is the only reason I really wanted to watch this movie.
That's the only reason why I wanted to see it. And that girl right there,
the
Jenna
characters.
Ortega.
She was in Iron Man 3. Anyways, yeah,
That's why I know her from Insidious too.
I literally watched X and I walked out the theater and I was like, I don't know if I like A24 anymore. I was like,
That's a lot.
I was like, they're really falling off because I haven't loved an A24 movie in a while. Loved an A24 movie
Since mid 90s.
Mid 90s was cool. Or I guess like Tragedy Macbeth. They just make a lot, you know. But what is it? The Visit right there.
The Visit.
Yeah.
This movie is
Crazy.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
No. You told me about it.
Oh, okay.
It sounds crazy though.
No, it's wild.
But yeah, you told me to watch it.
The trailer is good, and then the movie lives up to the trailer.
Yeah, definitely gotta watch that. But yeah, X, extremely disappointing. Off of first watch, I'll say that. But anyways, I also what else did I watch? I did watch Atlanta. The first 2 episodes, the long-awaited season 3. I'm waiting forever.
Let's talk. Well, okay. Well, you only watched the first 2.
Yeah, I didn't watch the third one.
I watched all 3, and I didn't even know that I was going to do 3 different episodes. That's how much I was into this show.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
The first
that was
one
the
is
third episode. The first episode okay. All right, you go ahead. You go. It's your show. Go ahead.
The first episode was it was good. It was cool. It does what Atlanta does, where you're just like kind of like, what the fuck? It would seem like Childish Gambino wrote an episode of Black Mirror to me. But like it's based on a real story, based on and even like the story that white dude says in the beginning, where like the white dude's explaining what it's like being black and shit like that. Like
that's like Lanier's story.
Yeah, and like it's all like cool. You're like, oh shit, like whatever. Like it's
You never
it's
say
interesting.
it, but you're like, this is familiar.
Yeah, you're like, it's interesting. This whole thing. But I liked it, and it was I was like, I wonder if this first episode is gonna tie into something later in the season. But I was just like, okay, cool. That was a cool episode. I wasn't mad at all about it.
It is. You saying that, you know it's gonna come back up.
Yeah. And it just seems like they wouldn't just make that one episode that whole story. Yeah. And then he wakes up at the end, spoiler alert, it's all a dream.
Yeah.
And then
as far as we know.
As far as we know,
within a dream.
Yeah.
Remember the beginning
yeah,
is a
that
dream.
opening scene was amazing, I'll say. The lighting in that
I was glad you said
was
that.
insane. I'll say that. That opening scene when the white guy really starts talking more and more, and you see the lights
act really well.
You see the lights on the bridge get darker. You're like, oh my god! I was like, this setup is insane.
Yeah, he was a good actor.
And even the writing, you're like,
and having
being white is a state of mind, not a color, because there's no scientific basis. I told Amanda, I was like, this is some me ass shit that they're doing right now.
And like, and even using just the lamp as a light to bounce off their faces.
And there's a creepy fishing lamp. I hate those lamps. That's a lamp they used in what's the movie Day of the Dead where they take over the city. And you go, that one.
Yeah,
that's the one. They use that light. They use the fishing light a lot in that movie. It's so creepy.
Yeah, that
fluorescent lighting.
That whole first scene was amazing. I loved it. But the rest of the movie or the rest of the
But I didn't know it was a real story until Amanda. She was like, this is a real story, right? And I said, that makes this 10 times. Because I watched the episode with my mouth like...
Because they did have like 5 kids, and then they didn't find the 5th or the last kid.
They found the foot of the last kid. The last kid they didn't find, and one of the kids, they only found the foot of them.
Damn.
That's wild.
It's crazy. These white people be crazy.
But then
I thought it was hilarious how he was wearing the fedora, the aloe black thing. I thought that was funny as fuck.
The free hugs line.
Oh, is that your dad? His hugs your dad?
His hugs your dad.
I thought that shit was so funny.
I say when you talk about some comedic writing, that shit is it hugs your dad.
And then when he runs up to the cop, he's like, "Relax, I almost shot you." I thought that shit was like, damn, they're just throwing these little shits in there.
Then before they do everything, she's like, all I could think to myself is, why didn't anybody stop us? You thought it was going one way. And she was like, all I could think to myself was, why didn't anybody stop us? Because I read the actual article about the people, and you're like, these people were crazy before y'all gave them children.
Yeah. They're fucked up in the head.
Like, they were terrible.
And they were able to adopt 6 kids. Like, that's...
She was in one of them got in trouble for beating her actual kid.
That's crazy.
It's crazy,
I didn't know
right?
that.
Like, and then you gave them 6 children. Never checked up on them again.
Nope.
That was a crazy. I was like, this could be a movie.
Yeah.
Like, this could have been extended all the way.
But Aquarius, the way that they switched the ending, that it wasn't tragic, because that's what I thought. I was like, they're about to kill these kids.
Yeah. I didn't like a nitpick of that episode. This is just me being difficult. But it's like, the switching the dog. I was confused about the dog being back in the van.
That confused me too. The second time, I was like, "How did he get the dog?"
In
because
the
they
van,
let it out over there
next to them. Yeah, I was confused by that, but I was like,
the only thing.
I was like, but it doesn't really matter.
It's funny though because I'm like, fuck
that dog.
Because she was giving that day, so that was the part that bothered me. I'm like, there really are people who love their dogs more than their children. It's like, put that fucking mangy piece of shit down and feed these kids. She was like, the fried chicken with the micro.
That, I literally saw that and was disgusted.
Disgusted with
where
them.
She dips it in the flour bag and is like, how long did we put these in for? And I thought...
When he looks at her like, this bitch is crazy.
That was speechless.
That was when you knew. That was when you knew it was like, all right.
I was like,
when she slammed the phone on the thing, she's like,
that's good sound editing too.
Yeah, it was.
When she slammed it, there was like a hard beat.
And then there was a thing on the floor. Something rolled around like a piece of the phone. Too.
Shout out Atlanta.
They really
know what they're doing.
Yeah, but then the second episode was really good too. There's more of like hijinks.
Just
more hijinks episode.
It was ridiculous. You're just kind of like, what? It's just like, what is going on?
I laughed so many times in that episode.
And that one take they had with Zazie and Lakeith.
Yeah.
Where they're just talking on the bus. That's all one take. And I was like, I wonder how, in my head when that scene ended, I was like, I wonder how long they recorded that for. Like how long that whole scene is. If there's like an extended version of that, because that was cool.
Do you think that you're trying to set up something between them? A lot of the
seemed
shots
like
to
it.
Me, the shots were intimate.
It seemed like
them.
Zazie is starting to fall for Lakeith.
You know what it was? I said I like this episode. I like this season because they're making her seem like less of a baby mama. She's like, I'm lost. Like I don't know who I am. And you're like, oh, she's like here. She's like, I don't need to talk to you right now, Al.
She's really on her own shit.
Yeah.
In this,
that's what I like.
The second episode.
Yeah.
Like she's really like on that mental health shit.
When she was talking to like the
Tupac
death doula.
Yes.
Tupac. And she
also a hilarious ending.
That was
the Tupac thing.
Dad was sitting next to, he was like, what are you watching? At the beginning of the episode. He was like, what are you watching? And we sat down And the whole blackface thing, me and my dad were dying laughing.
Oh my
That shit was so funny.
He's like, "Can I take your bag?" So get the fuck out of my face. No, I'm
and
fine.
then the jail. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait in
Can
here.
you turn the lights off? Yeah, thanks.
Right.
That shit was
my lunch.
hilarious.
And then the music started playing and the lights got all dim.
But everything, I love how every time they write, it just seems to be so culturally relevant
Because everyone
that's
was
an ASAP Rocky
yeah.
thing.
And like it's so like, oh yeah, because like you kind of see why they made that into the story.
Yes.
But yeah, the blackface thing was hilarious. And then at the end, me and my dad were sitting down, like when they did the whole like white party thing, and then Tupac was on the bed, and then they thought like she was like, it's okay, and then the plastic thing dropped, and we were just like, what the fuck?
Had me
I'm
like, what the fuck?
And then this shit was just wild.
Because didn't they never say anything
Nothing
about it?
And I love that about Atlanta.
They never say anything about
They
it.
don't
unless
explain
Unless
shit.
you know about Switzerland is where they at? Denmark?
They're in Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. I think there's assisted suicide over there.
Yeah.
So you can ask for somebody to kill you.
Yeah.
So I was like, but the suffocation of a person.
That's why and then you watch the whole thing until he
Yeah.
dies.
And Lakeith and Zazie are just like,
What the fuck? It's insane.
Like, is this shit? Because you think like, oh, he's dying, he's on his last breath.
Yeah, you think it's
you
like
know?
can't like whatever.
Yeah.
and the fact that it's Tupac.
Yeah, that's hilarious. He's like, I love your songs, bro. He's like taking pictures of him and shit.
Oh yeah, that's Tupac. Because he just says it so matter of factly. I felt it in my bones when
He's
I
like,
walked
there's like
in.
a theory he goes the Caribbean, but there's also a European Caribbean.
You ever
People
heard
are
of
like, what the fuck?
Dutch Caribbean.
But yeah, Atlanta, the first 2 episodes, pretty good. I'm waiting for something, to really like advance the story. There was a lot of Donald Glover walking around,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not mad at it.
Definitely has COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
They're playing that into the story now.
I haven't watched the 3rd episode. So
Do you think that played well for their shooting schedule? Because remember he said he was taking 2 years off anyway.
yeah, I think it all kind of lined up, I guess, where they were like, because he's not making music no more,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was COVID. And then they were like, we're not going to just drop season 3. We're going to do season 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shoot all season 3 and 4 and then just wait on it so he can take a longer break. But I can definitely see the COVID schedule in the 1st episode.
Yeah.
It looks like there's not a big crew.
No.
Like you can feel like,
I feel like that's a show that doesn't need a ridiculously large crew.
yeah, that's great. Because you can also say the same thing about the Teddy Perkins episode.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. It's just one location. That's it.
It's just him.
Yeah, 2 people.
Yeah.
But anyways, Atlanta, go watch the first 2 episodes because we are definitely going to be doing updates on that.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, those
We
updates
could watch the 3rd episode
after
in
this?
between. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah.
And then just record again.
Mm-hmm.
So for the 3rd episode of Atlanta, subscribe to Patreon.
yeah.
$3. And then Moon Knight, haven't started it. Those updates will start. Definitely going to be on that.
I saw it. It's
How do you feel about 1 episode?
yeah, it's only 1 episode so far.
And then Tuesday that they come out?
I think I was at Thursdays. Wednesday maybe?
It might be
Can't remember.
Wednesdays,
I think
actually.
It's Wednesdays. Usually it's their drop days.
But
It's Oscar Isaacs. His
was it like a setup episode?
oh yeah.
Okay.
You don't even see Moon Knight
Okay.
the entire episode.
We're getting into it.
Just great acting.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Just great acting.
Oscar Isaac's my guy.
A lot of funny moments. Oscar Isaacs is Oscar Isaacs in this.
He's so good.
Sometimes he's Oscar Isaacs, and then sometimes he's somebody else. That's how I see it.
Okay.
I feel like the alter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I definitely need to watch that. Because what else did I watch on Letterboxd? What have I been watching? Oh yeah, I watched Killer Joe, Matthew McConaughey. It was alright. It was cool. I liked it. I never seen it before. I was like, I've heard. In my mind, I'm like, Matthew McConaughey has never missed, except for Sahara. That's the only movie he's ever like flopped on. But I've never seen this one, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a fucking good movie. But everything else besides McConaughey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
is not that good, but it is wild though.
I feel like he gets a bad rap. He can really act.
He can. He really can. Like, I don't think he gets a bad rap, to be honest.
I think his movies
he
are
gets-
never like bangers though, except for Interstellar.
That's about it.
I was like,
That's his only like banger.
You talking about a banger?
Like-
but hasn't he been to the Oscars a lot?
Yeah, he won for.
He's always around.
He won for Dallas Buyers Club.
Well, seeing that he's a Republican is starting to make more sense now. Maybe why he's always kind of been like on the outskirts of Hollywood.
Yeah,
he's like Republican adjacent. He's not like
he's the
full
man, though.
there. Yeah, he's cool. He seems like he's a nice guy.
His book,
Hey,
Greenlight,
alright, yeah.
amazing. His book is amazing. He's definitely a unique figure.
Is he from Texas?
Yeah,
It makes sense. They always go back.
but Killer Joe, really solid movie. It's a thriller. William Friedkin, he's a legendary director, so definitely wanted to check it out. So, anyways, yeah, watch Killer Joe. It was okay. And then that's all I really have to say about it. You just have to watch it, experience it for yourself. What's his name? Emil Hirsch is in it. And I always recognize him from Lords of Dogtown.
Yeah, that's why I see him.
Like,
Oh yeah, I remember him from. He was Roman Polanski.
no, he was Jay Sebring. He was the
other guy.
The other guy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the other guy.
He was Speed Racer,
Yes, that's who he was.
and he was an Alpha Dog.
I know I've seen
Yes,
him a
I remember
lot in a
Alpha
lot
Dog.
of stuff. Yeah, Alpha Dog.
But
for
I
sure.
want him to be in more stuff though. Like he's really cool.
There's a lot of these like.
I like the way he looks.
Yeah, he's in a lot.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I
No
know
gay
there's people
shit.
like that. They're like Duke Deuce. I'm like, you just have like
Yeah,
a
there's
face.
something about you. Yeah,
You just have a face that needs to be on camera.
yeah. That's how I
Yeah.
feel about a lot of actors that aren't in enough movies.
Yeah, like you just need to be seen more. You have a unique face.
And then Marlon Brando. Watching Marlon Brando movies. I watched his first 2 movies because I'm reading his book currently. Because I got my Oppenheimer book, but then I was like, I don't know what. Oh, I watched Dirty Dancing. Solid movie. Really fucking good, actually. Blew my mind.
One of my favorite movies.
It's
For sure.
crazy Swayze.
Yes.
But
Dancing.
Swayze's the man. I'll just give him that. The Men. Okay, let me talk my shit real quick. I know you guys have zero interest in it. But The Men, really good fucking movie. It's very thought-provoking, and I'm sure it was even more thought-provoking for the time
Yeah, I'm about to say.
because it's about, paraplegics coming out of the war. And in the opening scene, he gets shot in the back, can't walk. Then he's in like this ward in a hospital, and he is basically making friends with these guys in the hospital and kind of seeing like how there's different kinds of people. Like there's some people who want to stay there, who like, and there's some people who end up hating able people. You know what I mean? Like they despise them. You know what I mean? And then there's other people who are like, no, like who are like almost tricking themselves. They're like, no, I'm gonna walk again, and they're just working out all the time.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, and even him, he becomes one of those people, Marlon Brando, where he's like working out all the time. He's just going hard. There's actually a training montage in this movie.
Lit.
This might be the first training montage.
It might.
Like-
What year? 1950? Jesus
1950.
Christ.
And
Probably.
there's a training montage, and he's like fucking climbing the ropes. Fucking Marlon Brando is the man.
But didn't Marlon Brando actually join the army?
He was in the army, yes.
Yeah, so that makes
Or
sense.
no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Oh, he got
He tried to go, but he got a 4F.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that means. I just remember that thing from Captain America.
Captain America. Yeah,
That's where he got a 4F.
He's Captain America. He's
He's
Steve
too
Rogers.
sickly.
He's Captain America.
He's Steve
So
Rogers.
he became an actor.
'Cause there's something
to try
about
to
his feet.
support.
Something about his feet.
Probably flat-footed. That's a real
He's
thing.
flat-footed. That's what they said in the book.
You'll crack your shit open.
Yeah.
That
And-
sucks.
And so, yeah, Marlon Brando
But
couldn't
he
go to the
literally
military.
is Captain America. He said, I'm going to go act and support
He's Captain America and got shot in the back in this movie.
in the movie.
But anyways, because I'm reading his book, listening to his book, and it's super fucking crazy. Because I always loved Marlon Brando's movies, but I never like really went in depth like I do with newer actors. Like Leo or Matthew McConaughey. Like when I read his book or whatever. But with Marlon Brando, he was like, I always loved him because he was never like Hollywood. He wasn't from. There was no nepotism around him or nothing. Like he's just some Omaha fucking native dude. Like he's just a regular dude. And they talk about in the beginning of the book, obviously talk about his childhood, how fucked up his household was. Really not his mom, but it was mainly his dad would beat the shit out of him and like be alcoholic, all that, the whole nine.
Yeah.
And then his sister, he really wanted to be either a drummer or a dancer. And he was like...
He's definitely gay.
Yeah.
Bisexual.
He's bisexual.
Definitely bisexual.
No,
you want to be a drummer or a dancer? That's bisexual as shit.
Yeah, and he was like sexually fluid. Like but he was also the man.
I think that's why I fuck with him as a person. Maybe not his movies, but as a person, yeah.
As a person, he's the realest dude ever. Because because his sister was going to theater in New York. And his sister was like, why don't you just come with me? Like, you don't have to live in Omaha anymore.
Yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska. And his mom used to be an actress, a theater actress, and then kind of like let go of that because she started a family.
Of course.
And then when Brando went to New York with his sister, went to school, he was always like the loner kid, like the weirdo. You know what I mean? Like he never had any friends. No one really wanted to fuck with him. But then he kind of found his thing in theater. But he never thought that people thought acting was like their everything. He was like, you guys are fucking fags. Like he like hated, like you guys are pretentious as fuck. He's like, you guys are like whack to me. And then he always thought like everybody's acting. You know what I mean? And like there was something like in the book where he said he had a dream as a kid that everybody died and everybody's pretending to be alive. And I'm like, that'll make you think. But he would go to New York and like outside of class he would stand in this is like a famous story. I knew this before reading the book, but like he would stand in a phone booth in the middle of the city for hours and just look at people and like study the way their face moves, the way they walk, the way they react to things, the way they're answering the like whatever, like talking to other people. And like he would just like study them, and he never thought of like method acting as a thing. Like he thought that shit was stupid. He was like, it's more of being natural and like reacting in a way instead of like transforming yourself. You know what I mean? He always thought of it as just being natural and like, but also not bringing personal shit and reshaping the character. You know what I mean? That you're playing, because that's also his teacher, Stella Adler, was supposed to be, or she wanted to be like the biggest actress in the world. And she was like, I'm going to be this. But then she became a teacher, and she became Brando's teacher. And she was older. And Brando's like 19, 20. And he kind of like, he really looked up to his teacher. And it was like very like platonic. Like they would like flirt and shit, but it was never like, it was more of like they're here to work kind of thing. Yeah. And like, and his teacher said that like sometimes I would flirt with him to like motivate him, to like get him going basically. And then Stella Adler, which is hilarious. I thought this part was funny because her daughter, Stella Adler's daughter, was around a couple years younger than Brando. And so he started kind of going out with her. And then because Stella Adler's Jewish, and Brando, he didn't like blonde, blue eyes, white girls. He didn't fuck, that wasn't his type. And then so when he's dating, Stella Adler's daughter, he was like, Ellen Adler, that's her. He was telling Ellen Adler was telling Brando, like, I didn't think you would fall for me because I thought you would date her because I didn't think you liked American girls. And Brando was like, but you're not American, you're Jewish. And I laughed. That's the 50s, boy, you boy. And I laughed so hard, like listening to this book. But yeah, she was a teacher for Brando and really influenced him a lot. And she said that don't bring your and it was like it almost affected her teaching style because she was like talking to other students or other teachers. She was talking to other teachers in the at the school and was like, I can't tell Brando to make these things personal because he had a fucked up childhood. Like if he brings that shit into his acting, it'll fuck him up.
Yeah.
Like he can't do that. So it's pretty crazy. And like as far as his sexuality, he was fucking everybody.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck. And he was dating Ellen Adler and was very transparent. He was like, "Hey, I'm fucking with other girls. Like you can take that how you want." And he was just like, "I'm seeing this girl on the other side of town and take that how you want it."
Well, they said I think he's the first person that I've heard people use as a like gay has always been a thing. Like they like the fluidity, like yeah, Marlon Brando was sexually fluid and people loved him. So it's kind of one of those. That's the reason why I've only ever kind of heard of him, because I started hearing about Brando after they started talking about
His son?
no, not his son, Richard Pryor.
Yeah. Yes.
That's when I was like, oh, so that whole like Hollywood circle,
yeah,
like
he was laying it down.
those people who were these stars, who were these forward-thinking people, just happen to also be like these sexually fluid people.
Quincy Jones too.
Yeah, it's like these geniuses. I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but it does make you like
and that's
ponder.
That's
You're
what I
like,
was gonna say. I was just like, because people would like bring that up of like oh, when I mentioned Brando and how great he is, people were like, oh, but he's fucking gay. I was like, yeah, but like, who cares really? Kind of like, does that really?
Like, yeah, but he's gay, and it's like, yeah, but are his movies good? And like,
it's like, but also him as like how he revolutionized acting.
Yeah, but
general.
that also shows you that.
And
it
that's why
don't matter. People will ignore something if somebody's good at something.
Because especially Hollywood.
Especially Hollywood.
Especially.
Because you can make us money. I don't care. I may not talk to you, but
that's exactly what happened. Because after he won the Oscar for The Godfather, he didn't go because he protested it and was like, Native Americans are being killed in the movies and you guys aren't representing them in any positive way, bringing any light. And he was just like, I'm not fucking with the Oscars. So he won. And after that, that's when it really came into the media of like kind of in a way being blacklisted, of like kind of showing him in no real positive light. It was always like positive, but also he was gay and he didn't like women and he was a fucking dickhead and he was hard to work with and he was, so there's all this like almost like speaking down on his name because of what he's done to Hollywood, because he never liked Hollywood. He didn't even like acting. That was the main thing. He didn't like actors. He thought they were fucking whack. So
yeah, I'm the reason why when you said her name, I said that name sounds so familiar. I've heard a lot of people talking about that Adler School of Acting. I didn't know that's who it is. Yeah, I was like, that name Adler. I was like, why do I know that fucking name?
Yeah, she was in
much?
a movie. I forgot what it was called. She was in a movie, but she was credited as Stella Adler because she told the producers, she was like, however you think it's spelled, like just do it.
She's like, yeah, sure.
And she's like, Stella, because she wanted to hide her Jewishness.
Yeah, that shit back then.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy. This book is amazing that I'm listening. It's called The Contender.
So if she wanted to hide her Jewishness, was it it was an Italian-run business back then more so? Because I would assume now being anti-Jewish is definitely not a norm in Hollywood.
Now they're like pressured into being open to everything. You know,
not even just say that there's certain people who run certain things that are probably Jewish people. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out when that supposed, I'm not saying it's a real thing, that supposed power dynamic.
No, because like back then, that's when, because New York wasn't a thing, like it was Hollywood. That was American cinema. You had to go to LA.
That's right.
That's why there was that whole thing, like I'm going to move to LA, become a movie star. It's because Hollywood was there. But now.
But who ran Hollywood back then? It wasn't Jewish people, was it?
It was like Warner Brothers, shit like that. No.
They were just white guys.
They were just white dudes.
Okay.
Trying to make money.
I forget. You always just, I guess, and you don't know. Yeah, that's weird that you're anti-Semitic, but whatever.
It's weird. It's weird
so weird
hating people for shit. I don't know.
I think when you're like a different color like us than white people, you're like, yeah, I can kind of see why you dislike me. That's stupid, but it makes more sense. But when you look at a Jew and a white person next to each other,
it's like
you're like,
unless you're like Benny Safdie.
You got unless you're one of the Safdie brothers. But like Andy Samberg and like Chad from Scottsdale next to each other, you're like, I would never fucking know the difference, you know?
But yeah, Marlon Brando, he was the man, and I'm really enjoying.
Is he Italian?
No, he's a just regular dude, white. I'm pretty sure half white, half native.
I only ask. I know, like in the 50s, that was still back then when like not everyone was white. Like there was still like Italian and like you're German, you're Italian, you're.
No, he was raised in the middle fucking.
Oh, okay. So he was American.
Yeah. And the middle of Omaha, Nebraska, and his family was very like bohemian, like they were very like not raised to be. Their mom was a hippie.
Okay.
And was like hate was never a big thing in their household. Like,
that shows.
Racism was never. Yeah, I guess because he's having sex with dudes.
Yeah, or it's just that you just clearly just didn't hate people. It seemed like when you see him in pictures with people, you can tell when people are faking for a picture for clout. Yeah. Even back then you can see it. And then when there's some pictures like the Rat Pack pictures, or pictures of him and like Richard Pryor and them hanging out, you're like, oh, y'all were just getting fucked up together.
Yeah.
And they're back then having the camera around is insane.
Yeah.
You're like, there's a fucking camera here.
Yo, take a picture.
Take a picture, yo. We paid $20,000 for this dude to be here. The equivalent now of what it was. It was probably like $1,000 back then, but a camera in the building back then was insane. Was it still flashball? Ching!
Yeah, you had to wait like 30 seconds to take the picture.
That's lit.
You had to let that shit burn out, and then that shit just blows up right in front.
Is that what causes the flash? You just overload the ball?
Yeah, it's just fucking, it blows out, and that's it.
I never knew that's what
that's
that
why there's
was.
the smoke.
Yeah, you just blowing the light bulb out. That makes so much sense now.
But yeah, I'm watching this book, and then I watched A Streetcar Named Desire. His, the one I never seen before, but it's like his best performance. It's the performance that changed acting, and I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, like I see it. Yeah. Because if you look, when you watch movies pre-Brando,
is that the Man Seed hype people?
Like you just they're just the same character. Yes. It seems like, and they're just in a different scenario in movies. But like with Marlon Brando, which is no disrespect to 40s movies, because I love those movies.
Of course you do.
But it's like the way Brando,
he was more natural.
He was just like he was. Because I was watching it, I was like, he's just talking.
Yeah.
Which is so simple now. But it's because of him where he's just using his voice.
He's being more of himself. It doesn't seem like
it's simple, because the people who studied that type of acting are some of the best actors that seem to have existed.
Yeah, everybody looked up to
Mark
this
Ruffalo, Benicio del Toro, Breon James, Salma Hayek, Clifton like these people study underneath Adler.
And even De Niro.
Yeah, De Niro, yeah.
And you know
Steve
what
McQueen.
What I saw when I watched these first couple movies was Ryan Gosling.
Elaine Stritch, I don't know who
I
that
was
is.
like, Ryan Gosling probably looked up to this dude because I see I see it. Him and Johnny Depp. I see it in both people.
Martin Sheen, Harvey Keitel, she taught. Melanie Griffith.
Peter Bogdanovich, that's dope.
Dang, that's a deep cut. That dude's the
R.I.P.
man.
He passed away like last month.
I didn't know that.
2 months ago, yeah. Well, how long?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just passed away.
R.I.P. I like that dude.
To a New York legend.
Dang.
But yeah.
So Stella Adler, dang. She's
really
a goat in Hollywood.
Yeah, she really in New York.
New York. But Hollywood, obviously, Hollywood seems like, in New York she's a legend, but Hollywood is what it is, it seems.
As far as
acting style, that's her.
But all those people that you named off are all New York people. Or except for obviously like what's her name, Salma Hayek. And well, who else? Elaine Stritch, that's another lady. That was one of Marlon Brando's students or fellow classmates. That's what it's called. Anyways, yeah, this book really fucking good. I can't remember anything off the top of my head to talk about in the book, but I really wanted to talk about, like, mention Marlon Brando because this book is really good. But Streetcar Named Desire, I finally watched it. Really fucking crazy, like, you can see like how it really changed everything because that was kind of what I was saying, was like he's really just talking. What was my review? Oh yeah. It's almost a horror movie because of the actual story of the movie. Because the way it's almost like Power of the Dog, this movie.
It had that kind of like crime-ish.
It's the tense, like the connection between Marlon Brando's sister-in-law, how she like kind of comes out of nowhere and moves in, and he's like skeptical because she ran a business like in a fucking wherever she was from, I forgot. She ran a business, and then Brando's like, wait, how can you just lose all that? Like, you're not explaining anything to me. And then the whole time he's like trying to control his lady, like not make his lady upset, but be like, hey, like, but what the fuck?
Right.
You know what I mean? But Vivian, yeah, she was the fucking Gone with the Wind lady.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's super cute. She's a psychopath in this movie.
This is back to none of her posters have actual pictures. That's how old she is. They're all drawings.
Yeah, they're all paintings. It's crazy. She was also Cleopatra. I haven't seen it. I really want to watch it though. But anyways, watch this movie. I was like, oh, now I really get it. Like the whole, how this performance really did a lot and changed everything, because he was just so, just the way he was talking, as simple as that is, it really made a huge fucking crazy difference. But anyways,
that's good.
Let's move on. I'm Brandoed out. That's all that's been on my mind for the past fucking.
You watched Don't Look Up again?
Yeah, I watched that.
Have we talked about that movie? I think
No.
we did.
Yeah.
We mentioned it. We didn't like talk about it. When my brother was here for New Year's Eve, we like said that we liked it.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't really like go on. I watched it because I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Because about Brando, I was like, but Leo's my GOAT. Like,
Yeah.
he's the one I think is the greatest. No better performer than Leo. And so I watched it, and because it's his newest movie, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this. Like, just throw it on to really look at his performance rather than the star-studded fucking cast that's surrounding him. But I thought it was really good. I liked it better because I didn't really like it that much on the first watch, but I liked it better on the second watch because I really appreciated the originalness of the movie. Like, it was very like, how, like, it's in my head, I was like, how has this movie not been made yet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's too spot on.
Yeah.
It shows too much of the connection between Hollywood and like the media.
Yeah.
It's or even just
The
how they
world.
all connect with each other.
Yeah.
The media, the governments, the rich, the very wealthy. I love the Steve Jobs character. He really was like, I said, he was the embodiment of greed. Of
Yeah.
like, we're not going to save the planet. We're going to try to monetize this rock.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting the Earth destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
And I just really appreciate it. Like I said, I watched it for Leo. The choices he made as a character, a nerd. Like, he doesn't look attractive at all. Like, he's just a fucking dude. You know what I mean?
He's just a dude.
He's just a fucking
And then
nerd.
you end up getting with this hot,
And he has, like, anxiety.
newscaster.
He's like,
He be panicking. He's sweating on camera. Fucking what's her name is just some. I love how they always make like those are real nerds. Nerds aren't these like glasses pushing like.
and his family, like his wife isn't that attractive
No,
either.
like these guys are very like either normal or like what's her name was.
J-Law.
No, fucking Katniss Everdeen. What's her real name?
J-Law, J. Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence.
Is that what you said?
J-Law, yeah.
J-Law.
She can't have that. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, she fucking she's like this rebel. I'm like, because she's literally an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
She's a genius. You just found
Because she knows a lot.
planet-ending. That's how most of those people are. They're very like they don't like regular people. Like you guys are stupid.
Yeah.
Because I can do the math for how the world is going to end, and you're telling me that you only care about.
That's this whole movie.
That's the entire movie.
Yeah.
That's why I love this movie. I was like, this woman who is a doctor in finding planetary bodies is telling you that she gave you what, a year?
6 months.
It was 6 months. She gave you 6 months to figure it out. Mm-hmm. The world came together and then y'all blew it.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
that movie is a prime example.
That last scene with Leo, that whole like monologue type thing,
Yes.
one take. I was like, Leo's the man. Why wasn't he nominated? I'm just kidding. But anyways,
All of those people were great in that scene.
yeah,
When old buddy showed up, the dude who was like the aide to the White House, but then he kind of just shows up and he becomes their friend throughout the movie. He's like, I'm your friend now. Mm-hmm. Like that's the part that got me. Let me say his name. I keep saying the guy. His name was
Mark Rylance. Nope.
He was the Steve Jobs guy.
Definitely not Tyler Perry. And the Ariana Grande Kid Cudi thing was funny.
That was funny.
I thought that was a insanely good touch. We're just like throwing that in there.
No, not him. Who's the black guy? It's the only black guy. What name looks black on here? Robert Joy.
No,
He's a congressman.
No.
What's his name looks black on? Lonnie
Farmer.
No, but he is black.
What was his name?
I don't remember. He was the dude.
Hamish Patel.
Hamish Patel is Indian.
Oh, he's cool. He was in Tenet.
He was the boyfriend of what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Dude, what the heck?
Is it Paul Guifoyle?
Paul Guifoyle. No, that's the general.
Fuck.
Dude, who
is this guy?
You
Mendo.
know who I'm talking about, right?
Is it Shamali DeSilva? No.
That's this guy's only movie.
He's like an extra, probably.
Right. Jennifer Lawrence, Leah,
Rob Morgan.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Did you say that?
Yes.
Fuck, my bad.
We didn't hear you.
Rob probably heard.
I didn't. I think I heard you, and then Nate said something, so I just kept going. I don't know, man. Whatever. Yeah, Rob Morgan's
like the
character.
fourth person
I
down.
liked him.
Yeah, he was in the movie a lot.
I liked him as like
he's
their
a good
relationship
actor.
as they built throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're into everybody's ending scene with that was a great, and it was like an Avengers type ending. Like, oh, it didn't end well for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is how that would really happen in real life. Rich people would be like deuces.
That's what I was reading about Marlon Brando about 9/11. Him, Michael Jackson, and what's her name? Lisa. I don't know, some other old actress. They fled together from 9/11.
They were in New York.
They were all in a car together, and they fled New York together.
They knew it was coming.
No, but they were
when it happened,
they all left
They
together.
were rich enough to get out of New York. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because nobody else could fucking leave New York. Michael Jackson and Marlon Brando.
Two of the.
They said that they were really close together.
Probably.
Before he died.
Come on now. You don't think Michael Jackson was fluid either? That's how I know he wasn't banging little boys. Men, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But little boys, no, man.
He said that Marlon Brando confronted him about like the allegations when all of that was going on, and that he would just break down and cry and then talk about his dad. Like he never admitted it, but he was like, it could have been, but he never actually like admitted to it. It could have just been something that happened to him. You know, that he just didn't want to talk about it. But who knows? And I guess he asked him if he was like a virgin, and he would just laugh. He would just start giggling.
Who?
Because he was just so uncomfortable with the concept of like sexual interactions.
Yeah, he was so socially awkward. They say he was like not a child. He had like this childlike stunt to it. But
He
then
was,
he
like,
also
innocent.
would talk about bitches.
Right.
Yeah.
He'd be like, she got a fat ass. He would also do that shit too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that was more of like an imposter syndrome.
I don't
'cause
know.
he
In
had
my
to, like-
head, I think Michael Jackson got pussy. But he
That's
might.
that's
But
what
he
a
might
lot
have
of
not.
women say.
But he might have not.
Madonna said that. She was like, Michael Jackson got women.
They said that about Prince though too.
Yeah. Prince got pussy.
Yeah. But you know,
Absolutely.
that's the one a
And
lot of
dick.
But a lot of it's just the way you said it. A lot of women love Prince. That was when I learned that sexuality is fluid. I'm like, y'all sitting here telling me you hate gay men, but you women love this little 5'4" Negro with his butt cheeks cut out?
Yeah.
That's gay,
With
bro.
the chaps on.
That's gay. So that's how I know sexuality is fluid, because these motherfuckers, these women love Prince.
You could probably like look up like the relationship or whatever sexual interactions he's had with other big people like Richard Pryor, fucking James Dean.
They said he or
Quincy
Bob
Jones, Bob Dylan probably. I didn't hear.
Yeah,
about
they
that.
said that him and Bob Dylan, Marlon Brando and Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
lit.
He was fucking everybody.
Yeah, well, they said he was going through
Marvin
Hollywood,
Gaye.
turning them niggas out.
Yeah.
You know that Marvin Gaye? Did you know that?
He changed his name
No,
because his last name was actually Gay, but he changed it to Gay.
Him and Beyonce are distant relatives.
Nuh-uh. You're searching Letterboxd.
I know. Because I want to show you how.
How you found
It's
out?
a very
deep cut research.
Yeah. This chick
that looks like Beyonce.
is Beyonce's sister-in-law or stepsister.
Stepsister.
Bianca Larson.
Because Beyonce's mom just married her dad like some years ago.
Oh,
so now
shit.
her and Beyonce are stepsisters.
Damn.
And
Bianca
she's related
Lawson.
to Marvin Gaye. Because Marvin Gaye is her... I think Marvin Gaye is her dad.
No.
Marvin Gaye is her dad, isn't
Bianca
he?
Lawson is Marvin Gaye's dad or daughter.
I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy.
So yeah, they said that Richard Pryor's widow confirmed that him and Marlon Brando were together,
Yeah.
and also with James Baldwin and Marvin Gaye.
Yeah. Marlon Brando was out here.
I don't know how men back then didn't know. Like, a lot of those men had very, like, especially for back then, feminine tendencies.
Yeah.
Now it's way more acceptable, but back then you're like, oh yeah, dude, so what? But he definitely likes dudes.
Yeah. Gotta respect the game. Her half brother is Marvin Gaye the third, and her mother is Denise Gordy, niece of Motown founder Berry Gordy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll show you later after.
Well, this is a lot of research.
Yeah.
But
It's a family tree gift somewhere, but I can't find it at this moment.
where are we at in the pod? Just to check.
At an hour or two.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I thought we were at like 30, 40 minutes.
No way in hell.
So in this article, they were like, it was the drugs. The drugs were good.
The fucking
Now,
coke.
my dad might be also.
And they were talking about
he might not be gay.
Yeah.
He's on drugs.
They were like, he'd fuck anything,
Yeah.
anything. He'd fuck a
Cocaine.
mailbox, right?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
For sure.
It said if you did enough cocaine, you'd fuck a radar and send it flowers in the morning.
Back then, they were getting that good coke.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then. That
That's why I
original
imagine.
batch.
I wonder what the room was like with Richard Pryor and Brando. Like that shit had to be fucking.
danked out in coke.
Yeah,
Just
and,
dust
and
everywhere.
Richard Pryor was also married 7 times to 5 different women. So
Oh, my bad. I don't know if you could pick that up.
A little bit, but it wasn't like.
and I guess Richard Pryor's bisexuality was well known amongst his friends.
Oh fuck yeah! He told people. It was like straight up.
That's right. Because what you gonna do? Fight me? I bet you he could fight too.
He had hands. I'm sure.
Bet you he could fight.
He was jacked. You see him? Like
Where was he from again?
Omaha. He was a farm boy.
No, not. I'm talking about but that's who he was. Jack. I'm talking about Richard Pryor.
Oh no, he was skinny. But he probably had hands. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just because you're skinny don't mean you don't got hands. Usually people who are skinny usually have the hands they could throw down.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye is Bianca Lawson's dad.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bianca Lawson. Richard Lawson. Wait.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So all of these, like Barry Gordy is distant relative of Jimmy Carter, the president.
Oh shit! I remember hearing that Beyonce is a distant relative of Jimmy Carter. I remember hearing that before.
Not really, because that's just because of this right here.
But like distant relative.
Yeah, distant. Yeah, super distant because of It's crazy though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bianca Lawson is Marvin Gaye's daughter, who's also now related to Beyonce. Just wanted to throw that
That's
out
crazy.
there.
I did not know that at all.
We didn't. I just found that out. I was like, I have to share that because I think talking about Hollywood and just reading about the Adler family and a lot of, like that nepotism. You mentioning nepotism and like Marlon Brando, that nepotism shit is insane in any industry that exists. That nepotism, politics, finance, Hollywood,
everything.
It permeates every industry, so there's no point in complaining about it. That's just what it is.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
When you're starting a successful business.
But it wasn't like any of those people weren't talented people all in their own right.
Yeah.
Oh, also, did you know?
That's like saying John David Washington is only in big movies because of his dad. Like that's not true at all.
No, it helps.
Yeah. But he's also an amazing actor.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You get in the room. LMFAO is Barry Gordy's grandson and son, respectively.
Oh,
What?
Red Foo?
Yeah.
It's Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
LMFAO is Barry Gordy's.
What the fuck?
Yeah, one of them is his son and one of them is his grandson.
It's just wild.
So there's like uncle and nephew? LMFAO?
They're
Cousins.
cousins.
That's wild.
They're cousins.
That's wild.
And they're Barry Gordy's grandson and son, respectively.
Fuck.
It's crazy, right?
That's
nepotism, yeah. But Marlon Brando didn't have any of that. You were just a guy.
You were just a dude that showed up on a theater.
But a lot of
school.
those people from New York seem to be. None of them had that nepotism.
No,
thing
that's
going.
why it was all independent. Like I always say, like the Cassavetes and shit. Like any New York filmmaker, kind of just did that shit on their own because they had New York City to like do their thing.
Theaters there. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That Broadway. But then you get people like Drew Barrymore, who's a part of this like Drew Barrymore, Gwyneth Paltrow. They're like, I didn't mean to make fun of. They're like deep old Hollywood. Like Barrymore, they're like 1920s Hollywood. That last name.
Damn, I didn't know that.
So that's why she's been an actor in like Pepsi commercials since she was 4.
Yeah, she was in E.T., wasn't she?
Yeah.
That was like her first movie.
Gwyneth Paltrow is somebody's godchild or god sister or something like that. Like it's crazy how that stuff kind of works. I think that's good to know, like for people who try to do stuff like, oh, I get left out. Yeah, because people know.
Yeah, there's
people,
a lot of people.
People
out
know
here.
people.
A lot of people.
But I just think
especially in this career field, entertainment.
Yeah, that's why having all of these platforms and medias that you can use, it makes it so much easier.
It's very important for people to get put out, because a lot of people who listen to this are in like those kind of businesses or adjacent, at least fashion and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
that's why like, and it kind of like for me, that's why I'm like, I guess glad that I'm this way, but I want to make movies. I don't want to make movies to become famous or like try to be, I need to blow up type shit. I want to make a movie because I want to make a movie. That's why it's like cool. I think it's cool having like, you could just put it on YouTube, you know what I mean? Or you could put it on your own website, or you could put it on whatever. But like but having all these platforms kind of like saturates everything, where like anybody can put it on there, which is kind of like give and take, you know what I mean? But still, if you could put it out there, you can put it out there. And that's why I'm glad this all exists. Like we can own everything that's in this room. You know what I mean?
And that's also why promotion and sharing is very important, people. Make sure you share that clip. You just share it on Instagram.
None of this really matters.
Yeah.
Go follow us on Instagram, Patreon,
and YouTube. If you need the YouTube link, we'll email it.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, we will.
Of the podcast.
Yes.
And then, because we're trying to get this shit popping.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's going to be cool.
Because then we can start setting up watch the movies. How we going to go watch
the movie
movies?
reviews. We can do the, like, we'll watch a movie at the theater. Like we always talked about. Like, go watch it. Record before, go watch it, and record after.
Yeah, but watch it with you guys.
And it's going to be cool. It's going to be super cool. And that's what I kind of want to do on Thursday night is go see Ambulance. And then... You want to go see Ambulance on Thursday?
No shit. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Me and Amanda were just talking about Umbrella Academy. I was. It got me again.
God damn.
It got me again, man. But they were talking about Umbrella Academy. Now. How I just asked Amanda, I said, how are they going to do a season 3? And she's a dude now.
Yeah.
It's Elliot Page now. It's not Ellen Page anymore. And now they're just going to say the character came out as transgender. I was like, oh, dope.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's comic books. So you can, who gives a shit? It's a comic book. Just change it.
Yeah.
Lit.
I guess that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd never watched it, but I heard it was good.
It's a good show.
I heard it was good, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good show. Like Lock and Key, that was a good show, too.
It is a good show.
What have you guys been watching? I just talked
Atlanta.
I just spent this whole episode talking about what I've been watching.
It's been Atlanta, and I watched Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm. Any movies?
Oh yeah, I need to start putting them in Letterboxd. Because I did just watch. Yeah, I watched a lot of movies actually. I just watched something the other day that was like, oh, I had the laptop right here. I can see what I was watching.
See if we.
I was watching what is it? The Thing About Pam. I think that's what it's called. And with Rob, he calls her Squishy Face.
The Thing About Pam.
Mm-hmm.
You watched Doom?
I did. The French Dispatch.
Oh, we watched
that.
The Mummy Returns.
The French Dispatch. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
Not on pod?
I like this movie. The movie's funny. It's quirky.
Or no, I don't think we did talk about this.
No, we talked about it because I was like, oh, you were watching. Oh, Rob was watching it.
Yeah, The French Dispatch. It was. I like this movie. I was like, this is my kind of quirky, like, not dry humor because it's not even dry. It's actually just
pretty
funny.
dry.
Yeah, but I mean, it's dry.
I think Bill Murray's the epitome of dry humor. See,
that's where I would be like, is he dry?
Not saying that it's not funny. Dry humor is hilarious.
No, but I feel like, you know what I think it is? When I think dry humor, I think British humor. That's kind of like synonymous in my head where I'm like, that shit ain't funny, bitch. Like, that shit was dry humor to me, but I'm like, that shit was just like, kind of just like, it was funny.
Like The Office.
I know it's supposed to be funny, but it's not, I'm not laughing like, oh, hilarious. But no, I liked it. I like Owen Wilson's character.
Yeah, I saw that in theaters, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible at all.
I did kind of have high expectations for it when I saw it in theaters, but I was like a little let down, but not that it was a bad movie.
This is Where I Leave You. That's the one.
Oh, I heard about that.
That movie is hilarious. Jason Bateman plays the first scene is like, or just like maybe like the first 5 minutes, his wife is just getting banged out by Dak Shepard, and he walks in with a birthday cake for her. And I was like, this movie's about to get crazy. And these people are. I said, this is really
that's crazy.
Up.
Oh, should we talk Da Vinci Code? Should we? I want to do that next week. We should watch Da Vinci Code and talk about it.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the last time I watched Da Vinci Code.
Dude, I can't remember.
It's recently.
I can't remember the last time.
I watched it recently for sure.
Because I want to watch. What are the three of them? The Angels and Demons, and then is it Dante's Inferno?
Yeah. I think that's the most recent one. Ugh. They definitely heard that from the bottom.
Oh, but I want to talk news.
AMC Plus lit.
Oh, sick.
So we
the Da Vinci Code. Oh yeah, we're about to fuck that up. Next week, tune in because we're gonna be talking Da Vinci Code. Directed by Ron Howard. I forgot he did this.
This movie is the reason why I am the way I am when it comes to like
every. If you smoke weed,
if
you smoke weed, you love this movie.
The way I think about religion is this movie.
That was one of the first things that we talked about when it was like, what do you think? Yeah, there's some real shit going on.
Like, they say that shit fake. I was like, it's at least 30% true. I was like, them lying about Jesus, that's a real thing. I know that's a real thing.
Yeah.
You been lying about Jesus. N-word
Like,
Jesus.
there's no way.
I'm trying to look for it. I was going to talk about a movie. The Da Vinci Code. I forgot. I was going to say some shit. Oh, no. News. Like, shit that, like, has been coming out that we haven't, like, updated. Like, Gary Oldman is going to be in Oppenheimer. I remember I sent Rob the news about that. And some other shit. Obviously, no real updates on Nope.
Yeah,
we saw a movie poster for it at the mall, but
that's been out for that's been out for a while. That movie poster.
I can't find anything like crazy.
No, I can't think of anything.
That Scream is getting a sequel next year.
Again?
Yeah.
I really wish I would have we should have went to go see Morbius yesterday.
There's gonna be a God of War TV series, Amazon Prime original.
Lit.
Jack Harlow, the White Man Can't Jump thing.
He's gonna do a remake of that?
He's gonna be the white guy, yeah.
He better be able to act.
It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, because he is funny.
Yeah, we spent like an hour watching Jack Harlow videos last week with Angelo.
I've been meaning to watch this Kimmy movie.
Is this my list? That looked like my list.
No, this is 2022.
Yeah, because I have a list on Letterboxd
Yeah.
of like 2022 movies I'm looking for.
The Adam Project?
I'm not excited for that at all.
That's the one on Netflix, ain't it?
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
Why
I don't even want to see that.
Like Ryan Reynolds, I've been off of Ryan Reynolds for years because I'm annoyed by him. I talked about No Exit, that movie on Hulu. Go watch No Exit and go watch Fresh, because both of those movies are some of my favorite movies I've seen recently that came out this year. Death on the Nile, kind of want to see it. That shit looks whack when I watch the trailers in the theaters 1,000 times. Good. I want to see it. I haven't seen it. I do want to watch it just because it's on Hulu now. I'm just going to check it out.
We keep seeing that. What is it, Kimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, with Zoe Kravitz? There's an HBO Max movie.
Yeah, that's where I keep seeing it at. I want to click it, but I don't because I just saw her in the Batman.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like... that's still fresh, that role in my head.
And there's a movie, Gold, with Zac Efron. I don't know what it's about.
Zac Efron?
Yeah.
I think I seen the trailer for that. I don't think I watched, like, I know exactly, like, what it is, though. But I was going to say that Nicolas Cage movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, I want to see that.
I cannot wait to see that movie.
Because Nick Cage didn't write the book, but there's a Nick Cage book out that just came out, like, this month. And I'm going to listen to it on Audible before that movie comes out, because I'm going to be Cageified. And it's going to be fucking sweet. But yeah, I just want us to end this. Should we end this episode? Should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
By saying X was not that good. And I'm gonna watch oh look, that
I'm really
movie
disappointed.
Knock at the Cabin right there next to Moonfall. That's the M. Night Shyamalan next movie.
A couple named Andrew and Eric and their adopted daughter Wynn are taking a vacation in a scheduled cabin in New Hampshire. Oh yeah, we know where this is
Secluded.
Yeah, that's gonna be a M. Night. What the hell's an M. Night? But
right, the adopted daughter is a freaking, I don't know, something.
Dave Bautista is gonna be in it. Rupert Grint is gonna be in it. Sick.
Who's Rupert Grint?
He's the fucking, what's it called?
Oh, Ron Weasley.
I should have said that. Yeah. No one knows.
Nobody knows these people's real names.
People barely know Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, they're like, you mean Harry Potter?
Yeah.
I think Emma Watson's the only one who made it out.
That's because she's hot. But that's also sad because you actually
she was in more movies. That's why.
Yeah, but
she was in better movies.
But Emma Watson, and then you have Hermione. I mean, it's like the syllables.
Dual, yeah. But yeah, I want to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want to go see that movie because I don't want to tarnish A24 anymore in my head. I was extremely disappointed by it.
I really thought it was going to slap. I'm really disappointed to hear that.
I mean, you'll probably like it like it's just me. Like I was just bored, and I just couldn't find anything that just piqued my interest.
I'm not a threat. I like my horror kind of supernatural. So if it's a slasher film, it has to be really fucking good. Like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, there's nothing I could.
Jason.
There's nothing
Michael
I could
Myers.
even tell you to sell it. I couldn't even try to do it.
It's not even like, is there any cool killings?
I will say the ending, like the final act, like you know what I mean, where the climax, is pretty wild.
It's not what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's like very like, oh, this is like, it's weird and it's cool, like it's crazy, like it's cool, and but I would say it's not even worth it. Like I don't know.
That's crazy.
Wait till streaming. I'll say that. Don't waste your time like going to the theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, next week we will talk about Ambulance, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and
possibly Morbius.
Maybe. Maybe. I'll probably see.
I might go by myself.
Moon Knight updates, Atlanta updates. Thank you for listening. Where are we at? 120. That's a solid. Yeah.